Morning, everyone.
Morning.
Maybe I'll let folks take their seats for a minute. It's great to be back. I was here last year as well, and I'm happy to kick off the entrepreneur panel this morning. Thanks, Jim and Jojo and Jeremy and the entire team for this meeting and for inviting us. Hi, I'm Miri. I'm co-founder at Nuri Braintech, and I'm also here with my partner, Dan, our CEO, Dan Rappaport. So we are on a mission to transform the way that we treat severe mental illness with a highly precise and personalized solution. And we are building the first emotion-brain-computer interface designed for psychiatry. It identifies the pathological root cause and recodes it at the source. And it's a platform solution, so it's actually suitable for a variety of conditions. We're starting with PTSD and then expanding down the road to addiction, OCD, and more. So let's talk about people that live with severe, debilitating, treatment-resistant emotional disorders. There are millions of people in the US and worldwide for whom the existing treatments don't work. So folks who have tried SSRIs and medications and psychotherapy and even devices, but the core dysfunction remains and they continue to suffer. And why is that? It's because current tools don't precisely target the underlying, essentially the underlying issue, the underlying dysfunction, the malfunctioning circuits, and they don't know how to effectively target what needs to be fixed. And so we believe that psychiatry is desperately overdue for an interventional upgrade. So Nuri is the first emotion-focused brain-computer interface that targets the emotional circuitry for ongoing monitoring and treatment at home. It's an implantable, closed-loop adaptive system that detects emotional dysfunction in real time and rewires those circuits through personalized training and stimulation. And we call it deep brain recoding, and it was built to restore emotional regulation and adaptive response. So how does it work? We're using a brain implant and intracranial microelectrodes positioned deep in the amygdala and related subnetworks. We personalize the process by safely provoking emotional response, and then we map the brain's response at the neuronal level using AI, identifying the dysfunctional emotional patterns. And once those patterns are decoded, we deliver a proprietary combination of treatments. BCI-guided retraining protocol to help the brain rewire itself using the brain's natural learning mechanisms, and adaptive deep brain stimulation for immediate symptom alleviation. So with this combination, we achieve both relief in the moment and resilience over time. And of course, to the points made earlier about the impact and the importance of showing how we impact on the cost, we obviously expect that with the increased efficacy of our treatment approach, will also obviously reduce costs associated with these most severe patients. And I'll get to that a little bit later. So the technology itself was developed over almost a decade with a 20 million grants in academia, and we have a very strong both preclinical and clinical proof of concept. We've already identified emotional codes in the VMPFC amygdala axis in epileptic patients and demonstrated symptom suppression in under 1 minute in preclinical non-human primate models. So our first in-human trial in PSD patients is launching by year end at leading academic centers in Israel, where we're currently based. Our IP is based on an exclusive license from the Weizmann Institute of Science, where the technology was initially developed. And our proprietary is the entire platform. So we have a multi-layer architecture The physical layer is based on sourcing an implant that we will, sourcing an implant provider so that we can customize the hardware components. And then we develop proprietarily the EBCI, the Emotion Brain Computer Face platform, as well as indication-specific applications. So we believe that our approach, due to its high precision, really ushers in the next generation of neuromodulation for psychiatry because of the superior precision that we bring. And it provides the ability to change the firing patterns of specific subgroups of neurons, which we believe really represents a leap forward compared to the other solutions that you see here in terms of both spatial and temporal resolutions. So in sum, the way we see it is emotion is code and we can rewrite it. So I think for the next slide, in terms of why now, Jim covered some of these points already, so I don't have to tell you about all the exciting developments in neurotechnology, both on BCI and DBS, and maybe next year we'll have a new name for these technologies, but clearly where we focus, which is psychiatry, and where our vision is to really lead in terms of psychiatric applications for brain implants, psychiatry is obviously a growing burden with constantly increasing need, clinical need, and a demand for new solutions. And obviously with the most severe patients that we're addressing, they're the ones that are taking up the most resources. So we really see that the opportunity is now to take all of the advances in brain technology and bring them into the world of mental health. And so why PTSD first? Well, we're starting with PTSD because it's one of the most urgent and clearly defined use cases, affecting, as you can see, 13 million Americans annually, and 1.7 million of those suffer from the severe treatment-resistant forms. So they're the ones that we're targeting, and these are folks that don't respond to any of the existing treatments. And as you can see, PTSD takes a significant toll on society, 1% of GDP. In the future, we'll hopefully be able to also show, what our impact is on reducing this burden. And the market opportunity in PTSD alone is huge. Again, in the future, we hope to expand to additional indications, but currently we're focused on PTSD. We have a very lucrative business model with high gross margins, total addressable market of over 100 billion in the US and the EU, and serviceable obtainable market of 10 billion, which already takes into account the real world adoption of 10% approximately that's known for technologies like DBS and Parkinson's. So we intend to enter the market through neuropsychiatry and functional neurosurgery centers of excellence, and also plan to develop a partnership with the VA as a part of our go-to-market strategy. Coverage is going to be based on established neuromodulation codes that optimize for revenue and risk. And regarding a regulatory pathway, we aim for a breakthrough device designation and a PMA process, but there are already multiple precedents, as you know, such as adaptive DBS for Parkinson's and DBS for OCD. We're very proud to be part of a seasoned and specialized team that combines leadership really across all the relevant disciplines: neuromodulation, neuropsychiatry, neuroscience, emotion neuroscience. And this is a team also with proven track record in medtech development, all the way from concept to market realization. We also have a very well-renowned group of scientific advisors that are KOLs in their respective fields across science, technology, and clinical research, as well as policymakers. We're proud to already be backed by a couple of early stage funds, prominent funds in medtech and in deep tech, in Israel and in the US. We also have a non-dilutive grant from the Israel Innovation Authority and are endorsed by the Israeli DARPA equivalent. We were actually selected from hundreds of applicants one of 10 technologies in mental health that were selected to be supported by the Israeli DARPA equivalent. And now we're raising our seed round to complete our pilot study in PTSD patients, to finalize the development of our clinical system, including the implant, and obtain FDA breakthrough device designation and IDE for our first US pilot. And as with the pre-seed round, we expect to secure additional non-dilutive funding from a variety of sources, such as the VA, NIMH, and more non-dilutive funding from the Innovation Authority. So we think psychiatry is really ready for a platform shift, and we're ready to deliver it here at Nuri. So we invite you to, if you're excited about taking part in defining the future of emotion neurotech, we invite you to join us in saving lives and restoring hope to millions of patients and their families. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Miri. Excellent presentation. Just curious, where else, what other conferences have you given this talk?
This is the first conference, I think, where I've given this
I
talk.
would love to hear you say that again.
So Dan actually presented recently at LSI in London, but
Okay.
we took turns and I presented this time.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, and we're honored to have you as an early stage player. We have time for one or two questions, and Landra.
Very, very interesting. Thank you so much. You mentioned you're recording at the amygdala, but you didn't mention where you stimulate.
Where we stimulate?
I mean, to close the, right, to retrain.
Yeah, I mean, we're focused in those same in the same areas where we.
So you stimulate also in the amygdala or in the circuits
We
leading
stimulate
amygdala?
areas. We stimulate the areas the area that the whole idea is that we're able to identify the specific dysfunctional networks, and those are the areas that we're recoding, rewiring using our protocol of adaptive stimulation and training.
Okay, time for one more question, maybe. I'll throw it if no one else has one. So Miri, I don't know if you were here for my talk this morning, but
I was.
I spoke a little bit about the role of those big strategic players, Medtronic in Boston and Abbott, who have relationships with the implanters, in some cases because they've done trials, or at least, you know, Boston and Abbott and Medtronic have in psychiatry. What do you see as the potential for Nuri in partnering with one of the major strategics?
That's definitely an opportunity that we see. We think that actually, once we start to have to accumulate more clinical data in our indication, that it'll be interesting to begin having conversations with some of these strategic players. So we hope they'll be interested in speaking with us as well.
Great. Thank you very much.